It was a really terrific night at the stadium. It was a big show by the fans being ready. The 12s were crazy tonight, and got the offense rolling and had a big first half, 300 yards in the first half, and the running game was alive and going. Thomas was on it. I think it really demonstrated how important Justin Britt has been to us, and him coming back in there, I think, really cleaned things up this week. And Tyler Lockett had a terrific night all around with all the yards and the plays that he made. Russell had a really good, solid night tonight, and the guys caught the ball well. Jimmy had a good night. Doug Baldwin, all those guys. So it was a really good night across the board. But I think this is the best thing about it is the play of the offensive line, and to see the running game go like that. So we're really fired up about that. The other side of it, to hold these guys to 7 points, and really, we made a mistake and didn't have to give them 7. That's a big deal, because these guys have dynamic football players and a dynamic thrower and all of that, and defense played great tonight. So it was a very, very good night. I'm very pleased about it.
What was working so well for you guys offensively?
Well, we were able to do what we needed to do on the running game. I think that was what felt so good. We really had good continuity with different styles of things that we did worked, and the guys blocked really well. Thomas looked like Thomas, and I think this was the first time. I think I was trying to let you know that there was something different this week about his preparation and the way he felt. He finally got his legs back underneath him, and he looked great. So I think the combination of him being on and how the guys blocked up front.
You mentioned on Monday that you didn't think the last game was anything other than just sort of a bad day. Was this reaffirming of that?
Yeah, we were so much different and so far off. It was obvious that was the case. And the great thing is we answered it and came back. We had a great week. You could tell by their focus and all. And then like I never know at game time, but once we got going in the game, things just got cooking and it turned out great.
Defense, just as a whole, the way they played.
Yeah, like I rave about that running game, and because of the complexities of it, our guys were on it all night long until the end. They got some yardage, but we played a terrific game at the line of scrimmage. We weren't able to get to the quarterback, but pass defense was very good. We had guys made a lot of plays. Guys were around the ball a lot on their routes, and all in all, it was a fantastic night. To give up 7 points against those guys.
What's their own status?
He broke his leg tonight, and so he's gonna. I don't know what that means, but it's always 6 weeks anyway. I don't know how severe it is, but it was very unfortunate. He ran into Cam. Cam's made a steal, so that's gonna hurt, and it sure did.
Is there any chance he could be back?
I don't know that. I don't know.
How did Steven Terrell play in his absence?
He did very well. He had a great pick. The first play he was in, they got a top on us and made that big play. But Steven really, the other stuff that he had a chance to do after that was very much in line, and I thought he did very well. So he played well last week in replacing Earl, so that, he'll be the guy going, and at least he's got a couple games under his belt, and we think we can count on him in a big way.
What's the difference with Thomas Ross tonight?
The difference was in all through the week, Danny. His preparation was right on point, in his mentality and really the physical side of him. You could see him; he was just quicker from the Wednesday on. Every day he was at practice, he was on it, and you could see it. You could just tell it was coming. And I kind of talked about him in the team meeting last night. That I think we're going to see Thomas really go and explode, and just because he just had such a great week of preparation, and I think he finally felt like he was fully back, and he demonstrated it by great play. I thought his runs were fantastic tonight, and all kinds of different styles. He made some cuts that were just crazy, so it was great to see that. That's what we've been imaging that's going to happen. We've been imagining this, and finally tonight we got to feel him.
What's the effect of Earl's injury on the team's psyche in the near term and in the short term?
You kind of faded out on me there.
I'm sorry. The effect on the psyche of the team near term, Earl Thomas?
Well, Earl's been a fixture here for a long time. I mean, he missed 2 games in his life, playing football in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to miss him enormously. But like I said, Steve Terrell knows how to play the game. He knows what we're doing. He knows how to give us what we're looking for. So, and he's played very well. So we're all going to miss the heck out of Earl because we love having the guy back there, but we don't get to. So Stephen will step up, and we'll count on him to come through for us.
The touchdown again, what happened there?
We just made a mistake on it. We didn't do it right. We screwed it up.
Tyler Lockett had a big night kind of overall. Was this just a matter of him getting more and more healthy, or is this using him in slightly different ways tonight?
No, I think he took advantage of the opportunities, and he is well. He's healthy now. It took him a long time. Probably the last couple of weeks he's been right. I think some guys were kind of saying stuff. I don't know. It wasn't probably the guys in this room, but some people in the media were saying some stuff like maybe we shouldn't be going to him, or we're missing, or whatever. He's a great football player, and given the opportunity, he's going to show you that. I don't know that I've seen a guy look faster than when he finished that run tonight. Griffith was going to run him down, and for a second it looked like he knew he had an angle on him, and Tyler didn't let it happen, and he looked just unbelievably fast. And to me, from the sidelines, it was a thrill to see that play.
Was the offensive line Justin Brett obviously being back? Were there some other things that you thought?
I think that was as much as anything. I think we were just way off last week, and it was obvious, and so let's just leave it at that. But this week, they practiced really well together. By the end of the week, they were really in sync and really sharp. It was obvious on Friday's practice. Made comments to the coaches how clean they looked and how prepared they looked, and it just carried over. They just, in a young group of guys, they're really counting on Justin, and so without him, it was difficult on him the week before, and it just made everything look somewhat out of sync. So, and I think it was pretty obvious. You're going to see the comparison this week.
Doug Baldwin said there's juice on the sideline today. Did you sense that kind of?
Yeah, I think you guys had a blast. This was really fun playing football tonight. This is what you hope to have, games like this once in a while, and you can't get them every week. But our guys enjoyed the heck out of it. Guys were crossing over and cheering for each other, and excited to see guys do something. Boykin jumps in, makes a couple plays, and Troy Pope jumps in, makes some plays. The guys were really fired up for those guys to do stuff, so it's great.
What have you seen from just Tyler Lockett's approach, the way he battled through those injuries to kind of get back to where he is now?
He's a great competitor. This is a classic competitive, one of the most competitive guys on our team. By the way he works and how he applies himself, he is so consistent. He's just a beautiful illustration of the kinds of guys we love on our team. There's nobody that will outwork him. There's nobody that's on the field longer than him, and that's been since the day he got here. He's never wavered, and so when he was hurt, he worked his way through it. He never felt like he was going to miss, and he just made the adjustments he had to make to play when he wasn't quite 100%, and still contributed and played well. And it just showed, it just shows in his play. He's always ready to make something happen, and now that he's back and going, this is a great night to demonstrate that.
Pete, after the injury, Earl tweeted, "Well, a lot is running through my mind, including retirement." What do you make of that, if anything, and what's his mindset?
I would say a lot was running through his mind when he said that. I think he told you exactly what he was talking about and what he felt. I saw him in the training room tonight, and at halftime, and after he's okay. He's going to be all right. I'm not so sure about that right there, but I'm not surprised that he said something like that though. Earl's, he's apt to go ahead and say something that might surprise you, and he did.
As a coach, what do you do to keep?
I'll do my best on this one right here. Okay.
What do you do to keep an injury to a player like that from affecting the rest of your team's mentality?
The truth, I think, using going right back to the truth. We'll come out on Monday. We'll be on it. That he can't play now. And we have to move ahead. Our guys are very, very mature about stuff like this. They'll handle it, and they'll understand. They'll miss the heck out of them, but they immediately will start pulling for Stevie, to do his thing, and they know that that's the way it has to go, and so I think these guys are mature. They love the kid and they care about him, but they also know that this is part of things that happen, and we have to deal with it properly, and we will.
Pete, right after last week's loss, it seemed like the players were ready to move on right away and kind of move on to the next thing. Is that just the type of players you have here, or something about the culture? Just how do you explain that mindset?
I think we do have a pretty clear understanding of kind of what we're capable of. These guys have a pretty good sense of who we are, and they realize that was a terrible demonstration of it, and there was no reason to dwell on it. It was put it behind and let's get going, and let's get back to the real and the truth and all that, and that's exactly what they did, and they showed it in fantastic fashion tonight.
Pete, on the other spectrum, how much do you dwell on the win, and how
how long, I mean,
I'm glad you asked me that. We won't dwell on it at all. It's already done. And we'll come back to Tell the Truth Monday, and we'll get right at it, and then we'll be on. Russ was, as he broke them down at the end, was already on it about next week and putting together another great week of work. I can't wait to start talking, because this is fourth quarter time now for us. 4 games left, and this is a big kind of moment for us to take a turn to try and finish this season on a great note. I love that when fourth quarter gets here, and it had nothing to do with what just happened. Whether it was last week, as terrible as it was, or this week, as good as it was, we have the same mentality, and we hold the same discipline intact, that we move forward and go ahead and leave what happened behind us. And so, and you never know till you get to that challenge, but we'll show you. We'll show you where we are on that. How we can handle it.
And George Fant, and looked like they both got a little bit of.
They were fine. Yeah, they came out fine.
Good to see.
Mike Bennett said that after the game, he was surprised at how conservative Carolina seemed in their play calling. Did you see that same thing?
I can't say that. I don't know that. But I'm going to talk to Mike about that, because maybe he saw something I didn't see.
Mike Moe getting interception on his first play
Mike
back.
Moe, yeah, something's first interception ever, first play of the game. That was great. Made a big deal about Mike coming back. He's been out for 2 weeks, and he's a real favorite on this team, and he's a real pro. And so the guys were cheering for him in the locker room after the game, just because he made a big play and all that. He's just been a great factor and personality on this team, and that was awesome that happened for him. It's great. As a matter of fact, this was Mike Moe week. You guys don't know that, but it was Mike Moe week, and the great Mike Moe challenge was going on all week long. So we've made a bigger deal about it than you think. And I'll leave it at that, so you don't know what I'm talking about.
Anything else?
Thanks.
Thank you.